And there's little tricks of the trade of doing that I think a lot of rappers don't realize. Like, yo, here's one. Don't rap them to death. If this crowd don't know who you are, don't go up there and rap to them. Go up there and put on a show.
Okay.
So, and mix in your songs a little bit.
Okay.
Talk to them. Make them feel you. You know what I'm saying? Do one verse from your joint, but then when it goes into the second verse, let a familiar beat, like a Migos beat or a Drake beat, drop while you spitting your, like, give them, like, they don't know you, bro. And no matter how good of a rapper
you giving them a lot of game right now,
V-Dub. People do not go to concerts to learn new music. They go to concerts to enjoy music they already know.
We back for another episode of A1 Live Podcast, and I got the homie. He the hottest thing in the streets right now. Everybody talking about him. Shade 4-5 playing them, blowing them up. Hip hop artist, songwriter, pro wrestler enthusiast. I got the homie. I got the homie Valid on the check-in with me. What up, my guy?
What up, dog? Hey, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, baby. How your summer? It's the end of the summer, but you know. Bittersweet, but we
summer been all right. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm still waiting for the world to get back to pre-COVID for real. You know what I'm saying?
Did it stop anything for you? You know, a lot of people. Some people it stopped what they had going, but then some people was able to capitalize on things, whether it was, you know, it enabled them to write more music and enabled them to, you know, get check some boxes, you know, or whatever. How did COVID affect you personally?
Trying to figure out how much I want to put out there, bro. So on the music tip, it actually fucked a lot of shit up.
Okay.
It fucked a lot.
Expound on that a little bit.
Yeah. So without because things could still happen, but basically we were going pretty hard, bro. At the end of 2019, early 2020, we were going really, really hard, man. Me, DJ Head, and shout out to my team, DJ Head, Pigpen, Anthony Rizzo at Soundsmith Studios, and basically, like, we dropped the Plum Brandy EP at the beginning of 2020, and that project sampled just music from where my family's from, like Eastern European, Serbia, former Yugoslavia, and it was all producers and DJs and rappers from that part of the world, and it started catching fire over there, bro. And basically, again, without saying too much, we started getting them calls and then emails like, "Hey, this major sponsor is interested in booking a tour in that part of the world with me and DJ Head, and one of them was supposed to be like a huge giant music festival out there, opening up for some big cats, one of the stops in the tour, and they was talking about, you know, it would have been a real good look. And the day that the people that were helping me overseas push my project and everything, the day they were supposed to meet with the representatives from the major sponsor was like the day the world got shut down, dog.
Wow.
It was like 2020, mid-March in 2020. And yeah, bro, that was that. So that sucked. But, you know, like I said, we still caught some blessings during the lockdowns and everything like that. You know, I was still able to pen some deals and hopefully get some placements that we're still working on. One placement I got, I'm not gonna announce it just yet, but we got some new vinyl on the way. It was super dope, and maybe that would have never happened if it wasn't for that. Other than that, again, without saying too much, man, Netflix hit me up around the same time to be on this crazy ass fucking hip hop show. And the time when they were planning on filming, the world got shut down. It was
what kind, without saying too much, what kind of hip hop show was it? Was it like a talent show, like, you know what I'm saying, like a hip hop America?
It was something like that. Y'all may even be familiar with which show it may be, but I don't want to say nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know what the rules are or whatever. And I don't even know if I'm going to do that show, even if that opportunity comes again. Even the first time it came across our table, I was like, I don't know if this is a good look for me. Like at my age and what I've accomplished thus far, I wasn't sure if I wanted to, you know, be in everyone's living room in that light. Maybe it would have been good for me to do, but I don't know. But the reason why I didn't do it is because we were ready to be overseas that summer anyways. And they was talking about some real money and like, you know, and so again, bro, I mean, yeah, COVID fucked that up, but the world about to open back up, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? And we just
are they talking about have you still kept those relationships? Are they talking about like
oh, absolutely. You know, my people's overseas, shout out to a bunch of them. Vlada Stojanovic, DJ Fat Philly out there in Croatia, the whole crew that helped me with the Plum Brandy EP. Mad love to all of them. And then you know, we still keeping it moving as if that was never been
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of keeping it moving, you know what I'm saying? You got the hottest record on the streets right now. You feel me? Like This. You just dropped a brand new single with the visuals, Like This. If y'all haven't checked it out yet, which I'm pretty sure y'all have, please go check it out. Talk about that record. Talk about who produced it and how did you link up with Stretch Money for y'all that don't understand, but I'm sure everybody know who Stretch Money is. He another one of those legends in the streets. But talk about that record, who produced the record, and how you link up with Stretch.
Well, Stretch is my dog. I've known him for quite a few years, and just to be clear, it's not just my song. It's not Valid featuring Stretch. It's not Stretch featuring Valid.
Okay,
it's our song. We came together to put this record out together.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up for us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's and I've known Stretch. I met Stretch through my dog Super MC.
Wow, I just had Super MC on the Super MC episode 22. That just
it was super dope. I
watched
it. Shout out to my dog Soup. You know, that's one of my OGs that I'm always gonna, you know, have mad respect for and hold close, because so much of what I've done, I should say, in the world of Detroit hip hop and everything, a lot of it stems from just being kind of like what people saw as his little homie, his younger homie, you know what I'm saying? That would be his hype man on stage. So I'm always gonna show love to a Soup like that. And when he was shooting a video many years ago in Highland Park for the joint he got with Stretch, I was in that video, and that's how I originally met Stretch. And through the years, we've worked on a couple records, and just recently, I was on his new project. I'm so sorry, I apologize. The name of the song is 5 Fingers of Death. It's me, Stretch Money, Swifty McVeigh, Jay Nutty, and Mo Dirty. That's what I'm trying to name of the song. Is that tip my song? 5 Fingers of Death is out there right now. It's off the Drunken Master EP. It just came out like a month or so ago.
The Drunken Master boy, hard.
Me and Stretch, we were in the lab. You know, we worked on that. I re-released the Plum Brandy EP.
And he on that boy. I checked that out myself. You know what I'm saying?
So you know, that's my man's, and we've had a couple studio sessions. And my man Slot A from Chicago, shout out to Slot A, sent me a couple beats. I was like, yo, Stretch. And, you know, we bounced off it in the lab, and we ended up remaking motherfucking Nothing But a G Thing. And it's out, and the video's out, and it's produced by my man Slot A from Chicago. But he's not actually from Chicago. He's from, like, the Ipsy area, so shout out to 734. But my man Slot A, super dope producer. You know, like Rolling Stone magazine has talked about him. He was producing for like Jamila Wood and shit like that on the R&B tip. So that's my man's, and me and him have a whole project together that came out like 3-4 years ago. And he just sent me some beats, and me and my man Stretch Money, we jumped on it, and here we are, man. Like This is out now, video directed by
whole bunch of Midwest magic on that boy. You know what I'm saying?
And a whole
Talk
lot
about the video treatment, because not only is the song just, you know, of course it has that nostalgic sound, nostalgic feeling. The bars, the MCing on that boy is just, you know what I'm saying, mind blowing. But then when you see the visuals, it ties everything together. Talk about the visuals. Whose vision was it on the visuals? Who did the treatment? Did you guys? Was it a collective effort? What's going on with that?
Yeah. I told Stretch, I was like, yo, I think we should
Cause I felt like I was in the backyard at the barbecue. I felt like I wanted to pull up. You know what I'm saying?
that type of record, bro. It's that type of record. Yeah, like we had the song and it was done, and I was like, "Yo, Stretch, bro." I was like, "We made this song together, and it's dope. And there's only so much of summer left, and I don't think I want to wait till next summer. But if we drop it not in the summer, in my opinion, I think we would be doing ourselves a disservice."
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "All right, fuck it, let's do it." So when I kind of told him, like, man, this is like, I was like, this is pretty self-explanatory. The record itself. I mean, come on, dog. It's like barbershop, you know, chilling at the barbecue, fix a plate, the sun beaming.
For me, and I'm sorry to cut you off, right? For me, you know how for years, for years, when you hear, it's something about when you hear Will Smith "Summertime," you think beginning of summer, boom. You know what I'm saying? Summer had just kicked off. For me, this is about to go in the books for, okay, this is the, you know what I'm saying? This is the going out with the bang, going out with the summer. You know what I'm saying? This gonna be solidified as one of those records where you're not gonna be able to end the summer out without hearing this record.
Right. I mean, and it's funny because like when we talked about it, and I told Stretch, I was like, you know, we'll holler at the homie Jerry Reed. He's been shooting a lot of my videos, and I told Jerry had some dope ideas and how he's gonna like shoot it and whatnot. I said, all right, cool. It was like that was the attitude. That was the attitude of like, yo, there's only so much of summer left but there's just enough summer left to hit him with this shit hard as fuck. So, and that's what we did, man. Here we are. The videos have only been out for a few days, and the response has been overwhelming. And next thing I know, man, I just found out last night, DJ Tony Touch.
I was gonna get into that. I was gonna get into that. Talk about how that felt, you know, hearing DJ on shout out to DJ Tony Touch on Shade 45.
Tony Tooka, baby.
Tell me how that felt. Just you know what I'm saying? Because as an artist, that's what we reach for. You see what I'm saying?
So I'll say and if I'm talking funny, man, I got these brand new braces in my mouth.
Okay. Oh no, you good, baby.
So I apologize if the shit sound weird. Man, I was just chilling last night. I was about to actually write some rhymes, and it was like 10, 11 o'clock, and I'm like, yeah. I'm all right. I'll you know do my thing tomorrow. And I go lay down, bro, throw some Netflix on, fell asleep. 20 minutes later, the phone woke me up. My man's from What Up Doe TV, Junebug. He was driving and just listening to Tooka Tuesdays. And he already heard the joint from me and Stretch, and he loved it. He heard it earlier in the day. Next thing you know, he's like, what the fuck? Like, this is Val and Stretch. So he filmed it and he texted me right away, like, yo, Val, motherfucking Tony Touch playing your shit right now. Now, to me, how you want to ask me how I felt? I grew up on Tony Touch, bro. Let's keep it 1,000.
Let's keep it real, yeah.
Like I grew up on Peacemaker. I grew up on the joints he had with Guru and Gangstar and Primo and this dude. Yeah, he's not just a host on Shade 45.
He's solidified.
You see what I'm saying? Like this is from the roots of like he's one of the biggest like still living. He's still young, healthy, like icons and staples. I'm not even gonna say of like boom bap hip. No, like of hip hop, of the culture in general. You know what I'm saying?
He supersedes just being in a box. He outside there. He gone. He out of there.
Like it was like, wait, what? Like when I was a kid, you know, I remember like heavily bumping motherfucking D12, Get Back. That was a Touch record featuring D12 and Bizarre on the hook, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Or at the intro talking shit like Dirty does it.
Yeah.
And boys coming in, you better get back. That was my shit. I'm a hip hop head. Source magazine, Double XL magazine. Like I grew up and like fucking DJ Tony Touch, like that dude, one of the kings of New York. You know what I mean? So it meant a lot to me, bro. And I'm still on a high off that shit. You know, as we speak, it's not even been 24 hours since it happened. So shout out to DJ Tony Touch. And I just found out how he even got his hands on a record was through my guy, DJ Eclipse, another New York legend who's played my joints on Shade 4-5 and who's had me out there actually in New York, you know what I'm saying, on his show, Rap is Out of Control. So I sent it to him. I didn't expect him to share it with other DJs, and let alone one of those other DJs.
Bruh, you know, don't you love when the music speak for itself? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to put too much, like you put as much energy as you supposed to put in it, and then the universe just rewards you. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro. I just
you know what I'm saying? So speaking of that, bro. So like, okay, as an artist, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna get into asking you like how long you've been doing this. But as an artist, do you still right now in 2021, right? Do you still look for that in an era where radio? Yeah, we still listen to satellite, but radio, like getting on and hearing your song on the radio, like, does that still do it for you? Like, is that still the goal? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I will say this, bro. We live in a weird time. Is you could, and there's a good and bad to this. Artists could really do it right now with no cosign, no stamp of approval, no DJ having to break his record. You know, you got fucking YouTube, and if something happens and you get enough people behind you and you got enough friends and family to fucking reshare the shit, you can make this shit happen, especially now too, man, with now more than ever, you know, this is like what T-Pain was talking about. Like,
okay.
Numbers don't really impress him because he knows they can be bought. You know what I'm saying? I take pride in knowing, like, I didn't have to grease no palms for motherfucking legendary Tony Touch to play my record. You know what I'm saying? I take pride in my trophies aren't bought. My trophies came from hard work and music. And that to me,
you stand different, your posture different when you know.
Yeah, it's
all organic.
It's organic, it's real, it's pure. And at least for me, now some people, hey, to each its own. Other rappers, they don't give a fuck. They all about just getting to the bag. And I'm all about getting to the bag too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's second. Like, primary is like, I need to know my music is made from a pure place in my heart, and it's loved from a pure place. You know what I'm saying? And it's
because those, you know, and I'm sorry, but no, you know those are real listeners. You know that, okay, when I drop a single, they ready for the project. They don't even want the single. They want the whole full length boy.
Man. It's I know that my listeners, whether how little or how many or whatever, the people who buy my vinyl records, the people who buy my t-shirts, the people who spin my shit on Spotify, I'm more concerned with it, y'all really fucking with it or not, more so than how much money am I making. You see what I'm saying? It's the money matters too. You know what I'm saying? It does. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna come out and rock a show, yeah, I'm definitely thinking like you know how much can I get paid, or I'm definitely thinking like, yo, how much merch can I flip at this show? But more importantly, before my brain goes that way, is the merit. Like, why am I even asked to be on this show? That matters more to me than anything. You know what I'm saying? And
so let me ask Valid then. With that being said, is commercial success for you important as opposed to just like respect from your peers and the ones that you know, is already ingrained. Like what's like, you know what I'm saying? Like what are you looking towards? Like, you know.
Right. I say it's a delicate balance, bro. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? If you told me like, yo, look, dog, you could motherfucking make $1 billion, but you're gonna be the next, you know, you gonna come out with a stupid ass song and you're gonna be the next Vanilla Ice. I'm gonna say,
But and then you do that, but you don't get the respect, or because you seem like the person that want the respect from your peers. You want,
man, I say it like this. I treat it like sports, right? Yes, I want, sure, yeah, all the money in the world would be awesome as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And to be the coolest poppin', most, you know, when I walk in the club, you know, yeah, cool. But at the end of the day, what we do is art. And when I picked up the pencil when I was a kid, I wanted to rhyme words and I wanted to say cool shit. And at the end of the day, I have to stick to that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter what. And it's like sports, bro. Like imagine if I don't know, let's replace rap and MCing with boxing. You know what I'm saying? You fall in love with boxing since you were a kid, and you fell in love with the sport. You fell in love with the art form of boxing, and you wanted to be the baddest boxer you could possibly be. And then all of a sudden, you know, you start getting really good, and something comes along where it says, like, look, if you fucking lay down for this cat, you're gonna make all the money in the world. You know, we'll pay you off and whatever, or you gotta lose.
Just take the fall.
You know, for the monetary gain. So like your reputation is out the window to lose a couple fights that you know you could have won. Now this is no longer about boxing no more. This is no longer about the love of the sport. Now it strictly just becomes what's the bottom line and how much can I stack in my bank account. I couldn't do it. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's I'll box and I'll make my chips however I can make my chips while purely boxing. You see what I'm saying? That's how I treat this rap shit. I'm gonna do me. I ain't gonna, you know, yeah, I'll advertise and I'll pay for promotion and you know, I can treat this like a business, but that fakeness and foolery of let me pay someone to make me look bigger than I actually am, or make it look like they're fucking with my record when I never really know if they are or not. That shit, you can keep that to the birds. I'll keep rapping and I'll play the game purely, and however much, you know, I get from it is what I get from it. And that's
and it goes back to what you were saying. It goes back to, like you mentioned, T-Pain. It goes back to just like, how long is that gonna last you, bro? Like how long, like you follow, how long is that gonna especially in the era right now where it's microwave, where you hear today, gone tomorrow. That sound that you paying to get heard might not be the sound of tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do then? Like
you do you, it's your sound for life. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I look at motherfuckers like rest in peace, Sean Price. Like he
rest
did
in peace,
his way. You see what I'm saying? He did it his way. He made his music. His shit, when it dropped off Duck Down Records, it wasn't on the radio. He wasn't on blah, blah, blah. But who gives a fuck? He did his music his way. He didn't give a fuck. You know, and Hit Boy had a dope ass line on Nas's new album that he says, he goes, I forgot the lyrics, but basically what he said was, I focus on the output, not the outcome. Just saying, I just focus on the music that I'm making and the results. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the best way you could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Valid. For a person that's just not watching the show, he watching my show for the first time. He's seeing you for the first time. As he's watching, he's doing his homework. Describe your sound for that person. Describe, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say I'm definitely I definitely got my own kind of swag and sound first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you went to my Spotify and you hit play, you're gonna hear many different flavors, different types of songs. But there's definitely this I would say mostly though, I think people who rock with like a more soulful neo soul style type
Okay.
vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially with my Mihailo album. But then I got records where it's on some heavy ass Timberland boom bap.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I try to keep it unique. I try to keep it fresh. And as far as my biggest influences go, or who I've always like, I think you know, kind of took a note from, where I said that's what inspires me, and not necessarily that's what inspires me to do what they're doing, but just I want my shit to sound good next to theirs. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I would
Mm-hmm.
say like Slum Village. You know what I'm saying? Classic Detroit shit. Slum Village, and that whole family tree, the Fat Cats, the Guilty Simpsons, the Elzais, the Black Milks.
Mm.
These
You
are
up on Mickey Facts?
yeah, Mickey Fax out
Yeah.
cold. You know what I'm saying? Royce. These are the guys I make. I don't want my music to sound like theirs, but
But
sit next to theirs and be respected. When it comes to like rocking live shows, and I learned a lot being under Super MC's wing, man. Just
okay.
seeing how he did shit, especially when I was new on the scene. I soaked a lot of that up like a sponge, maybe almost to a fault, but it was like Super MC was very instrumental in the MC Valid. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it in 1,000.
And was ahead of his time, yup.
Oh
Yep.
man, he started off so young.
Yep.
Another one, I think people, not people, I would say that I think Common is another one of my favorite all time. I got that's a cat I listen to religiously, just because, and that's where I think Common. I always took note of how cohesive,
Yeah.
usually short, his
Yeah.
albums were.
Yeah.
Like low key, people talk about these versus battles and shit like that, and I say I understand maybe with like the average cat, that style of hip hop may not, especially if you into like Jeezy and like, you know what I'm saying, Gucci Man and shit. Maybe that Common style might not rock with you, but maybe it will. But let's put that to the side, and let's take a just the way his albums were produced is
Mhm.
like, I don't know if anybody is able to put out a better album than Common.
Nah.
It might
Nah.
be your style or it might not be your whatever, but they're usually
And if they could get close, it's probably because they studied him.
yeah, man.
Follow what
It's
I'm saying?
like, like his albums usually don't have any motherfucking skippers. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They're
Yep.
short, 10 to 11 songs, which is like a full album nowadays.
I remember one time watching them freestyling. This around the time good music was. I'm talking about they was stacked. They had stacked the deck. You had Sean. You had of course Pusha. They had stacked the deck, and they were up on Hot Nine freestyling, right? And I remember him freestyling. And watching Pusha T's face, bro, you could tell Pusha was in fam. Now this Pusha T, you follow what I'm saying? But just looking at him, he was just in a daze and just like almost mouth dropped. You could tell he went like the superstar went out the window and he was in straight fan mode.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? Because just everything you just said. This Common, this a guy that's
yeah. He's
yep.
Calm is that dude, man. And I've had a pleasure of meeting him before, you know what I'm saying, and chopping it up with him for a little bit. We've worked with a couple of mutual people, you know what I'm saying. One of his old producers is Doug Infinite, a Chicago hip hop legend who holds me their head down big time. So shout out to Doug Inf. My guitarist from Detroit, Sasha, who's played for Common. He played on my Mihailo album, and so shout out to that.
Shout out to that, man. Shout out to the whole camp. Well, Valid, man. Take me to the beginning, bro. Like, take me on the road, man. I want to go to the beginning. First of all, where you grow up at? Like, what was your surroundings? Where you grew up at? Who? Yeah.
When I was born at what's that, off Lodge and Outer Drive, Sinai, but it was called something else back in the day, back in the 80s. I forget. I know that hospital changed name, but that's where I was born, man, on the west side. When I was born, my family stayed in Southwest Detroit off McGraw and Florida Street. And we moved to just outside Detroit when I was young to Dearborn Heights, Telegraph Warren area. You know what I'm saying? And I had a big family in Southwest. That was my uncles, my cousins, and everything. So growing up, I grew up out here, like Telegraph Warren area and like Southwest a lot. You know what I'm saying? Livernois, Michigan, where my aunts and uncles, many households lived. As you know, where
So
my great aunt would babysit me, and the Warrendale area, man. Like I just said, Telegraph and Warren, like that side of Detroit, like between Southfield and Telegraph Road off Warren Road. This is my neck of the woods. Inkster, shout out to Inkster, Redford. This is my neck of the woods. You know what I'm saying?
how much of those neighborhoods and how much of that atmosphere shaped the Valley we see today?
A lot, man. It was a lot. You know, I went to school out here in Dearborn Heights, but it was like, you know, the kids I went to school with, even in high school, they didn't like. Some of them didn't even fucking know who like MOP or Talib Kweli was. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was.
Yeah.
I talk about this on my song Street Boy. There's a video out for it and everything. It was like there was a lot of kids that lived in Detroit that went to high school with us, but they used like, you know, I ain't gonna incriminate nobody. It was like a different address. You know what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying. Yeah, I follow you. I'm from the D2. I got the I know that.
Yeah. So you know the game. So, but like when I kicked it with them, they knew like they knew who Tony Touch was. You see what I'm saying? Like I wasn't kicking it with, you know, mostly I wasn't kicking it with the white boys that were watching hockey and you know, their knowledge of rap music ended at like Kanye West, Eminem, and like 50 Cent and Ludacris. Like, nah, cuz like I ended up building bonds and friendships with the cats who lived on the other side of the tracks because they loved hip hop like I did. And you know, I had a subscription Double XL magazine and shit. So I would like go to their crib and we would go like, yo, man, that new Quali shit is dope. That new, you know what I'm saying? MF Doom shit is dope.
Yeah,
we were
RP,
hip-hop
man.
nerds, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but growing up now, even if I go back as a little kid, when I'd be in Southwest, and I would vividly remember seeing my uncles and shit like that who grew up in Southwest and their friends, and you know, they would have the windows down in the whip and motherfucking MC Breed like bumping. And it was just like, I remember at a young age, man, like, yo, this side of the tracks is a little bit different than that side of the tracks. Yeah. But it sounds way cooler over here than where my house is from. You see what I'm saying? Like the sounds and the
soundtrack was different.
The sound so it was culturally, you know what I'm saying? It was like the heavy Mexican influence, the heavy hip hop influence at that time. And the, you know, motherfuckers were, I remember my uncles from Southwest gave my cousin a cassette of when it was brand new, Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg's debut album. Mm-hmm. And they got in trouble when they found out, because my cousin had to hide that tape from their parents. And when they found out who gave it to him, it was like, oh, don't be giving, you know, like, so these are my earliest memories of hip hop, Breed and Doggy Style. But it was not where my house was, where I went to school. You see what I'm saying? It was, you know, we're going to our relative's house. They're going to babysit us. We're going to spend the weekend out there. Yeah. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the energy and the vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, it was you know, our church was on the east side of Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's where I'm from. That's where I'm from originally, the east side. Okay.
You know, just a little background story. My mom, my parents are not even from America, bro. Like I was saying earlier, you know, I'm Serbian. At the time, it was Yugoslavia growing up. That country doesn't exist no more. But when my mom moved to America, she stayed in HP, you know what I'm saying, until she married my pops and moved to Southwest. And this is, you know, so yeah, you know, I went to school in Dearborn Heights, bro. I'm, you know, ain't no fronting, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I went to school in Dearborn Heights. It is what it is. And you can literally walk into Detroit from my crib, bro. And it was like that side of Telegraph and Warren Road and 94 and all that. That's where, as far as culturally goes, other than the culture inside my own home, That's where I got it from, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was an outcast in school, bro.
Okay,
You know?
so I mean, okay, so you touching bases, you crossing the tracks, right?
Right.
And not only are you crossing the tracks, you know, you got a nice little playlist of music that was like kind of just, you know, shaping you and forming, you know what I'm saying, forming your sound for as you crossing the tracks and as you going through life as a young adult, a young man, like, you follow what I'm saying? What drove you to music? What drove you to say, all right, let me write music? Because just because everybody, like, you know what I'm saying, I could be influenced and love music, but what drove you to say, let me pick up a pen?
That comes a few years later, man. I remember the moment, bro.
Okay,
And
yeah, break that down to me.
unlike, you know, a lot of great musicians, I wasn't a natural. You know what I'm saying? Like my Dukes tell stories of, for example, of like Dilla, like before even being able to talk, like playing with drum. Like I really think some people are truly gifted from the man above with the gift of music. Like you were born to make music. I'm not one of them. I keep it 1,000 with you. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? At least I don't think I had the natural ability. You know what I'm saying? But I think I just fell in love so deep that I was like, I'm gonna work on this like a skill. You know what I'm saying? And I've developed a skill set to be a dope MC, opposed to like some people that are just born with it. You see what I'm saying?
But
And that
that's
might be
almost
something
like a talent and a skill within itself, bro, because it's guys that been doing this 40 plus years and still ain't got it. Like, you see what I'm saying?
on that. So maybe you're right. Maybe I was born with it, but it just took a lot of fucking work to brush it off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, and really find it. You know, however you want to look at it. But to
You
answer your
got it,
first
bro. You
question,
sound like you got it. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
brother, I appreciate
Like
it, man.
that's
It means
100,
the
bro.
world
Like,
to me. It means the world to me. But the moment where I said that's what I'm gonna do for my when I grow up, that motherfucker Biggie Smalls, man. I
yeah.
was I was, my bad if my screen just went jacked up. I apologize.
No, you fine. You good, bro.
See me?
Yep. You beautiful.
Okay, cool. I got an incoming call and jacked up the screen. Um, I was in the back of the truck, man. I was probably 10 years
We keep it
old.
raw on A1 live podcast. We keep it raw.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We for the streets. Go ahead.
let's go. I was in the back of my uncle's SUV. I'm in the back seat, and he's just playing the radio, and I hear this motherfucking song, bro. Come on. And it's more money, more problems. And when you're 10 years old or whatever, you're at a very impressionable like state. So like a good song to you at 10, it hits you like the high hits you way harder than when you're a grown man. Let's just keep it honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that motherfucking shit went right into my vein, right into my bone marrow. And that hook, you know, and that beat, and then Biggie's voice and Puffy and Mace. And I was just like, what the fuck is this, yo?
Yeah.
And I just became a fan. And then we didn't have cable TV, I don't think, at the time, or maybe, I don't know what it was. But we eventually got cable. I eventually got to see what Biggie Smalls looked like.
Okay.
And then I saw the Hypnotized video, and I was just like, I was hooked, bro. I was like a fiend. I was like, balls. I want to be balls when I grow up. And that's really, you know, that became it. I fell in love with it there.
Yeah.
A few years later, I wasn't just a fan anymore. I was like, man, I want out, like just seeing the imagery of like Biggie on the microphone, like in the booth. I was like, this the coolest shit, yo. This coolest shit. The fact he can do that with his words and his mouth is like crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it, done. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is what I'm gonna do when I grow up. And I never fell out of love with it, man. And then as I got older, I started like writing rhymes, and again, they weren't good, bro. But then I fell in love with hip hop, like in a deeper level, when I started listening to like cats like Kweli and Common and Slum Village, and I was like,
Okay.
Deeper. You know what I'm saying?
That's when the soul was incorporated.
Yeah, there was just something that was just like a little bit cooler about it. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying? It was just something that was a little bit cooler about it. And then like I fell in love. This is gonna be funny as fuck. I fell in love with like like soul music, like R&B music, bro. Like I remember being a kid and staying up late and watching like the dope ass like remember that show they had like I would watch BET Midnight Love because they had them dope ass soul songs on there.
Yep.
That's where I fell in love with music. Like let's put rap to the side. Like motherfucking like Maxwell Fortunate. Like that song was so dope to me and I was so young. Like I had no business listening to like grown folk music. Like
fortunate to have you.
Yeah. I swear to God, if I could sing, bro, I'd be John B out this bitch. You straight up. But and then I would watch like BET Uncut. Like I had no
yeah, word.
But yeah, man, and it was just that style like really spoke to me, bro. So like I remember like going back now, like I gotta get like Water for Chocolate from Common, you know, like I gotta Village, I gotta get Quality's Quality.
You gotta write notes outside of the window. Remember that video?
At that point, I fell in love with hip hop, and I was like bumping, you know what I'm saying, like DMX, Pop, Big.
Yeah, it was all raw and
the raw mainstream shit. But then I fell in love with this niche sound, and I was like, yeah, dog. But when I got out in the scene, man, my rapping wasn't too good, bro. To keep it 1,000, the music I was putting out wasn't that good. I had a couple cool songs here and there. I had a joint called Competitor with Super MC that motherfuckers liked a lot. But the shit I was doing, you know, I wasn't ready to put out music at that point. 10 years ago when I jumped on the scene or whatever. But long story short, man, I started hooking up with cats. I hooked up with DJ Head, the legendary DJ Head. That's my main DJ, my main producer, who was like my executive producer for the last few projects I put out. And that's, you know, that's Shady Records. That's M's old DJ and producer.
Yeah.
He B12 Purple Pills.
Yeah.
He made Renegade for M&J. He made, you know, a lot of classic records.
Classics.
Detroit Records. And, you know, being under his wing, just, you know, you start actually, it's like basketball, bro. You start playing basketball with people that are better than you, you're going to get better. You know what I mean?
You're going to learn some moves. You're going to learn the nice little crossover. You might, you know what I'm saying?
You know, just being around it. So that's kind of like the origin story, man. And here we are, bro.
It bloomed from there. So, so you had that incredible background. You know, your ears is to the streets. You know, you got good taste, so to speak. So when it's time for Valid to, and we talking about now, when it's time for Valid to create a project, what does that process look like?
A little bit of what do they call it, man? Scatter plot. You know what a scatter plot is? Like when you're trying to make a plan and you put the main word down or something. And you circle it, and then you start making the lines, everything that comes to mind. I usually come up with a title, man. So like my Mihailo album that came out in 2019, that's kind of my most successful, I guess, thing I've ever done. And that's my real name, is Mihailo. That's my government name. And it's spelled Mihajlo. So when I put that on a piece of paper, I was like, well, that's vague as fuck. Like, what do I want to say about me? Like, how does this relate to me and whatever? Like, so I started thinking like, okay, well, what's important to me? So my childhood, my whatever, it's almost like a semi, not really, I don't want to call it a biography, but something like that. And also, it's my life in the album in 2019, you know, all 2018, we worked on that album. And it's not that many features on it, but almost every song is
you got Elzai on that boy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. And every song was like about my life, whether it be from the past or right now. What are the issues I'm dealing with right now? What was my childhood like? So I made a scatter plot, and I was like, everything that I think is worth either making a song about or just at least bringing it up in a song, like any topic. So the album, no two songs are about the same thing, but you hear a lot of underlining tones and underlining topics, reoccurring topics throughout the album. And I feel like that's how great albums are made. Again, Common, I got that off him. I got that off one of the greatest albums ever. Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP. There's a lot of reoccurring things that he brings up in that album, but no two songs are the same topic.
Absolutely.
But he'll bring up the same issue in many songs, but just relate it to a different topic.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's kind of how I make albums. What do I want to make this album about? What is the point of this album? And what am I going to talk about it? What fits, what doesn't fit? How can I make something fit? And that's usually, you know, how I make an album. With the Plum Brandy EP, I knew, all right, these are all samples from ex-Yugoslavia producers. So what does it mean to me? Like where my parents are from, my heritage. How can I relate to that? So, you know, in the intro, I'm just talking mad shit and introducing the project and just doing my, you know, hitting them with the bars and shit on the January 8th song. And then right away, I go into track 2. Well, shit, when I think about my heritage, I'm born and raised in America. So right away, I'm thinking about my parents and it's where they're from. So bam, right away, track 2 is a song about my pops. It's called Pop. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that to me relates to the overall theme of the project of me being of Serbian heritage. Well, what makes me from Serbian descent? My father is Serbian. You see what I'm saying? It makes sense. And so that's kind of how I work on it.
And you tie it all in. And just to have that, bro, just to even have that, like, see, that goes to show you that you, not only are you a true artist, but it's something like, I was watching an interview with Tyler, the Creator.
Right.
And he was talking about Jadakiss as it relates to the Locks versus Dipset, but that's how you know you care. Like, that's how you know you ain't just going to the studio, you're not just trying to get rich. Like, that's how you know that Valid cares about what he's putting into his music. Like, you know, he cares about what his listeners are hearing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
To me, the artistry rules over everything. You know, the artistry rules over everything, bro.
That's dope, bro. And that's important. And I'm glad you said that because, like, people who listen to my podcast, I hope it's those that push that forward, push that more into the limelight. Like, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. We all want to chase. We all want the bag. We all want the house on the hill. Facts. That's a fact.
Me included, brother.
But at the same time, like, what are we doing to push the culture forward, or what? Even if we're not the ones pushing it forward, what are we doing to keep it intact? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it don't disintegrate.
It's just like, you know, again, man, it goes back to when I was a kid, I picked up the pen because I wanted to make art. I wanted to make music. So just keep that in the forefront at all times. And yeah, man, I mean, and I think, you know, to go back to your last question, bro, I think that's what makes that, for me, that's what make albums dope. And especially like great albums that we praise. There's a specific vibe that has to last throughout the album. That doesn't mean the beats have to sound the same, but they have to sound cohesive next to each other. And the sound needs to sound cohesive, and the topics need to sound cohesive. It don't need to be deep like my album was, or 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying is a great album.
That's a great example.
And it's not necessarily deep or on some like conscious rap shit, but it's just the way these beats are, it just sounds cohesive. It sounds like a movie. The shit he keeps bringing up, the drug sales, the gunplay, the this, the that. It sounds like a movie, like I'm watching a gangster ass movie about New York in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And you know, and I think that's the difference between a good album and a great album. I think a lot of times good albums are just a collection of dope songs. Like, yo, every song is banging. It's dope. The beat is hard, but these songs ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're not cohesive. Like, this isn't an album, it's a mixtape to me. It's a mixtape loaded with a random assortment of dope songs. Opposed to an album where the songs bounce back and forth off each other. And Dr. Dre makes great albums. He produces great albums. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you know, like. So I just wanted to make sure I made a dope album, not just a collection of dope songs. You see what I'm saying?
Hella dope, bro. At the end of the day, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've rubbed shoulders with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, legends in the game. Like, you've learned from a lot of legends in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? You soaked in and you did a lot. Like, but I feel like it's still early. Like I feel like you're not done. Like, right? No, meaning not it's still early, but I feel like you're not done. I feel like you still just getting started for Valid. So what is Valid's end game?
Man, I'm gonna take this from Dave Chappelle, where he was talking about when he started in comedy. His dad asked him, like, you know, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying, as far as money and this, that, and the third. And Dave Chappelle was just like, I know I want to do this. This is how I want to spend my time on Earth. And as long as I can provide a decent living off doing it, off making people laugh, because I think his dad was a teacher. So he was like, you know, you teach and you make X amount of dollars a year. He goes, if I can make what you make as a teacher telling jokes, then I'm happy. And his father told him, you keep that mindset. And as soon as I don't want to butcher Dave Chappelle's story, but something like was like, as soon as the cost of being in the game starts taking away your happiness, like the reward starts taking away from your happiness, that's when you get out. Like, name your price at the beginning. So my price, bro, I honestly, there's no monetary, there's no level of fame or whatever. Is as long, you know, if I can just make a decent living off putting words together and rhyming, everything beyond that is just icing on the cake. So if you ever see me on the motherfucking Grammys or pulling up in a Rolls Royce or some shit like that, please know that's just icing on the cake. Okay. I was satisfied way before I saw $1 million check. You see what I'm saying? As long as I can make a living and create my art, that to me is, I'd be the richest man in the world just with that right off rip.
Yeah. And you know, like I say, it's just the doors are just opening, like the sky's the limit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I seen Stretch post, you know, once Snoop get a hold of this song, like it's out of here. But it's not, it don't even stop at Snoop. Like, you follow what I'm saying?
It never ends, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
There's truly no finish line. It's just, you know, I look at life like that, bro. I look at life like, you know, you on this rock that we call Earth.
Yeah.
Quick time. It's just a quick little pit stop. Enjoy the party while you're here, my baby. And that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't take nothing too serious. And you know, I just, like I said, bro, as long as I can if I can make a living off doing what I love, and I don't even have to think about money, I'm the richest man in the world. Can't nobody take nothing from me, you know, away from that.
Let's get back into your last album real quick, bro, because I just want to tap into that real quick. You know what I'm saying? The Plum Brandy EP, right? Because one of my favorite tracks on there is the Forever Form, bro. So I just want to, like, I don't want to leave this podcast without talking about that track, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk about that track, explain how that track came about. How did you link up with Bodie James? Like, the mindset behind that track, bro. Like, cause I was vibing out. Like, I was vibing out to the whole project, don't get me wrong. But, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, we got them ones that we like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and say this.
Back to, again, when I make albums, I get the title, I get the theme, I get the concept, and then I see what I can relate to it. And one of them was, you know, me being born and raised in America, yet I'm still, I'm not really like your everyday brand of white boy. Like, I'm not like, hi, my name is Stan Stevenson, like down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents are not even from here. We're from a whole different country, a whole different part of the world. I grew up in a household of this culture, you know what I'm saying? This kind of music was Serbian music, Yugoslavian music, playing. It was, you know, I grew up with a different language in the house and everything. So, and I had a funky ass name. So, growing up, I was never really like American to American people. And so that was kind of where the concept, like, yo, I'm foreign forever, even if I'm born and raised here, you know, whatever the fuck. So I kind of took that, like, what is it like not being from America, you know, and being from this neck of the woods. I got a lot of Arabic friends that can relate to that song. And, you know, that was kind of like for, I don't care if you're Mexican, Arabic, Serbian, wherever you from, you're American, but you're not American. You know what I'm saying? Is this identity thing.
Let's
is
be
really,
honest.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So that's where that I knew I wanted to make that song, talk about not necessarily being anti-American, but you know, our country was bombed by America when I was a kid, and I lived through that. So like, I went to school, and kids were saying like, "Oh, my country, we're evil people, and we're the bad people. Like, we're the anti-Americans, and that's why we're bombing you guys." You know what I'm saying? That's why I brought it up in the song. So
Not even knowing, like, you know what I'm saying? Not even knowing, like, what's really going on. Because we kids at the time, like, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all just watching CNN and Fox News, believing whatever the fuck they telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so there was that, and then there was also like, I kind of look at all these foreigners. They typically come from, I'm not gonna say poor countries, but they typically, like my family for the most part, they come from poor areas in that country. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And they come to America trying to make something out of themselves, and et cetera, et cetera. So I just kind of took all that energy and put it in a verse, and then I got super like kind of political on it, which I typically don't do, where I say like a lot of these, and not to go off, like third world countries or poor countries, when it comes to like natural resources and shit like that, are actually the richest countries in the world.
I'm glad you're tapping in, like you said, not to go off, but I'm glad you're tapping into that, because like this is not only just talking about music, but this is the like you know, this is the information era, and this is a podcast where we like to, you know, just you know,
it's Africa. You know what I'm saying? You look at Africa, bro, and they say all these third world countries, these kids are living in starvation and disease and fathom. It's like, yeah, but it was that's not something. They're not underdeveloped. They're overexploited. You see what I'm saying? The land they come from, the countries they come from, are rich. You know, these people should be kings and queens. But somebody came from the outside and took that shit from them. You see what I'm saying? And exploited them. And that's what's going on. And you know, and that's why America goes to war with countries, right? You know, we see this shit right now with that Afghanistan shit happening in Yugoslavia, you know what I'm saying, where my family was from, now Serbia. And it's you know, again, and I'll reel back a little bit, but I'll just say, like, when this country goes to war, it's like a mafia. It's like, yo, you don't let us, you don't open up the door to your, we're gonna come in and take it, which way you want it. And that's what happens. So
we've been doing that for years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We've been doing that for generations.
Yeah, it's been like that since, you know, the beginning of the, you know,
and ain't even got our shit together. Like, let's be honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? To be bossing up on somebody else, like you.
Yeah, bro, that's pretty much what it is, dog. And I got a line that says it where I'm like, damn, I can't remember the fucking lyrics, but it's towards the end of the verse where I say, like it's like the American hustle, like we sell you the dream. I said something like across the line, like no matter what color or creed, we sell you the dream. Like we get them come to America and then they occupy the country you leave. And I was just like saying, like, it's like this big fucking hustle. Like all these people are trying to get in America and leave these countries to come to America, while America's like, okay, thank you for leaving those countries. Now we're gonna go invade it, and what you just left behind for the American dream, now we got it for ourselves because you just moved from that place. Yeah. It's kind of like this, like hustle, like this that happens. But that's pretty much where that song was from, man. And I got the sample from so a dope Serbian jazz musician, and I was like, I gotta chop this up. And I don't really make beats, but I took it to one of my boys. Shout out to the Saint. And I was like, yo, man, don't even do much to it. This is a straight loop job, like. And he did it, and he added the drums and shit. And shout out to my man's Grime One who put the drums on it. That comes at the end of the song after Boldy's verse. So I did my thing. My verse is over 16 bars. I had a little bit extra to say.
You're supposed to.
And then I was like, let me just open this up to motherfucking floss on him. And then that's where Boldy James jumped on. Shout out to Boldy. I got in, you know, just being in the hip hop scene, everybody kind of know everybody, but it was really my man's Mr. Cliff Note that put me in contact with him. You know what I'm saying? We all knew each other, like, but I didn't really have contact with him like that. And the rest is history, bro.
Rest is history.
Jumped on there, and he did what I needed him to do. Like, I came with the, like, I was talking my slick shit, but I was doing my, you know what I'm saying, thing where it's like, all right, this is going to be a little bit deeper. And then Boldy did his thing where he was just, he took the concept and was talking about foreign whip, his passport stamp, foreign bitch, this, foreign that. Come on, dog. It made for the perfect, like, of him talking.
And I saw, like, you, I love the kind of, it was like a kind of unplugged performance you did of that song. You know what I'm saying? You had the band playing, and it was like a kind of, I was wondering, man, what do you enjoy most? Big stages, like, or more intimate settings like those where you got, you know, you got your little band, you got, like, you know what I'm saying? What do you prefer most as an artist?
Special thing. We did that. That was Valentine's Day 4. That's a 30-minute concert, like tiny desk style concert that I did. A live audience, bro. You can't beat it, my GZ. It's as far as like how big the crowd, I mean, obviously I would say the bigger the better, but what's more important is going back to earlier, kind of what we're talking about is like, how invested are these people into what I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? How can I get them invested? So if somebody's in the crowd and they never heard of Valid, what the fuck can I do to make them a fan and get them? I want them to put their phone down. You know what I'm saying? And, or record me, or like, I want their attention. And so it does, to me, I don't really care how big or small the crowd is or the venue is can I reach, you know, if I'm rapping in front of 30 people, if I'm rapping in front of 100 people, 300 people, can I reach down?
Can I touch that person right there?
And can I
pull that? Yeah.
And there's little tricks of the trade of doing that I think a lot of rappers don't realize. Like, yo, here's one. Don't rap them to death. If this crowd don't know who you are, don't go up there and rap to them. Go up there and put on a show.
Okay.
So and mix in your songs a little bit.
Okay.
Talk to them. Make them feel you. You know what I'm saying? Do one verse from your joint, but then when it goes into the second verse, let a familiar beat, like a Migos beat or a Drake beat, drop while you spitting your, like, give them, like, they don't know you, bro. And no matter how good of a rapper
you giving them a lot of game right now,
V-Dub. People do not go to concerts to learn new music. They go to concerts to enjoy music they already know. So if you rap in a bunch in front of people that don't know who you are, you already in an uphill battle. So don't rap them to death. Keep your songs short and sweet. Throw a funny story in between the songs. You know what I'm saying? Play shit that they're familiar with. Like, yo, what the fuck you grew up on? Oh, this is what I grew up on. Boom, and drop Juvenile slow motion and let the whole crowd wild out, and they're gonna love you.
That's game right there, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's game.
Yo, I gotta learn more about this guy. And then they're gonna hear your whole song driving home when they pull up your Spotify. But let them fall in love with you before you even give them the music.
Yeah.
Then you give them the music.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, cool little things.
Little stuff like that, yeah.
Little things like that. Drop the beat, drop the acapella. If you rocking with a live DJ, that's always much, much better, where you and the DJ can do little tricks and shit. And you put on a show, man. I learned that from Jay Electronica. I saw him at St. Andrews. Motherfucker, he performed, he was on stage for an hour and 20 minutes. He performed 3 songs, dog. But I couldn't take my eyes off the stage because he was started doing Nas songs. He started telling funny stories of living in Detroit. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this, I'm being entertained. And this is what I can do. And so you know, but yeah, dog, that to me is way cooler than rapping for cameras. Now, Valentine's Day 4, that was sweet. Me and the live band, every year I do around Valentine's Day, I do a show, a hip hop concert called Valentine's Day.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Marketing genius. I see what's going on.
and they're super dope. You know what I'm saying? I get a good lineup of 3-4 acts. I get dope DJs, and we have a good time. And they've been growing every year. And Valentine's Day 4 obviously couldn't have happened because of the pandemic. So I was like, yo, let's make Valentine's Day 4 a YouTube concert, a 30-minute YouTube, me and a live band, and we do it up. We designed the whole state, the whole room to look like themed for Valentine's Day 4. And you know, everybody in the band was dressed up nice, like almost on some like neo soul jazz cafe shit.
Yeah.
Damn thing, bro.
Dope, hella dope, bro, and hella dope, and you know, like I like to see all types of the form, you know, whether it's videos, whether it's I'm hearing it, and then when I'm seeing an artist perform like that and over live instrumentation, it's just the icing on the cake, bro. So I understand. Real quick, we're gonna have some fun. Then I'm gonna get you out of here because I done had you over an hour, and I appreciate you once again.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand you were a wrestling enthusiast, right?
Yeah.
So real quick, I want to get your opinion on these matchups. We got the Summer Slam coming up Saturday. Woo. I don't know if you up on the card, but I want to get your opinion just real quick.
Go ahead.
First matchup, Roman Reigns versus Cena. Who you got?
I think it's gonna be Cena because I see the way.
You think so?
The way they're marketing it is like I think Cena gonna have a run, gonna have like one more world title.
So you feel like he gonna be back for a second?
He gonna be back for a second, maybe not that long, but they're gonna put the strap on him, let him go around for a few months, beat a couple guys here and there, then he might disappear. This might be his last title run. And WWE always likes to
drag shit out
and make things new. So like,
okay.
Right now, him and Ric Flair are the 16-time world champs. Nobody was 16-time world champ until Cena became 16-time world champ, other than Ric Flair. And I know WWE wants to break that to say this guy right now, not some old guy that doesn't wrestle anymore. This guy, John Cena, 17-time world champ, and just use that as one little extra marketing. You know what I'm saying?
And what you just said, I'm gonna get to what you just said. Kind of makes sense, being that even though I mean he wasn't super really on the roster, they just let Ric Flair go.
That's for
you see what I'm saying. So I see you.
I'm lately, bro. I somewhat keep like tabs on what's going on in WWE, but I'm gonna keep it 1,000, bro. I'm a little bit more. I'll say much more invested on the other side, the AEW side.
But I'm saying, so you think Daniel Bryan gonna go over there? You think?
Yeah.
You think so?
And, shameless plug, bro. Shout out to Ethan Page of AEW. I do his music on his YouTube channel, and he put out that's my guy. Shout out to All Ego Ethan Page. It was his idea. It's like, yo, let's do a music video for the song you made for me. I was like, bet. And he dropped it on his YouTube page.
That's hard, bro. That's hard.
Doing numbers ever since. So shout out to All Ego Ethan Page, AEW superstar, my guy. But yes, I do think I think it's all about to go down, dog.
CM Punk, you think he gonna go over there?
Let get it. Yes,
do we got CM Punk? Fiend, I hope Fiend find a home, bruh. I hope Bray Wyatt find a home.
I'll say this. Wrestling is in a good place right now. There's a lot of independent scenes. There's a lot of wrestling leagues. A lot of shit going on in Japan.
Europe. Yeah, heavy.
My man's, he gonna be okay. He's gonna make a living wrestling. He'll be all right. Whether it's for AEW, WWE, or just independent doing his own
Braun Strowman, I want to see him get the respect he deserves. You see what I'm saying? It's guys like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They gonna be all right.
One thing, bro, before we go, one jewel, you giving too many, you just gave a heavy jewel as far as performing, bro. But an artist that do know you, and he might be teetering, he might be like, yo, ain't nobody hearing me. I don't know what to do. Should I quit? Like, what's some advice would you give to an artist that follows Valid, that he just like, man, maybe Valid got a word for me, bro? Like, talk to me.
The only thing, honestly, because I know those feelings, I just say anybody who I look up to that's successful in this shit, they went through those same feelings too. Okay. So and they're no different than you.
Okay.
And I feel like the common denominator of the people who are successful, or at least, everybody has a different definition of success. But the common denominator of the people who reached their point of success, opposed to the ones who didn't, is the ones who reached that point of success were able to take that feeling on the chin and keep it going.
Salute to that, man. That's the word. That's a good word from my homie.
Right now, I'm gonna release a song, and my album didn't hit those numbers that I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's figure out why not, and let's just get nothing.
Go back to the drawing board and keep the train going.
Yeah, it's just that's all I can truly say is it sucks. You get hit in the fucking mouth and you keep going. That's all I can truly say to that, bro. And if you can't take the pain, then this ain't for you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro. And that's a good word. That's a good word coming from the good homie Valid, bro. Man, like, I just appreciate, bro, you tapping in with me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate
you inviting me, I appreciate it. Big time.
Salute, man. And like I say, Like This is out right now. Valid and Stretch Money, not Valid featuring Stretch Money, not Stretch Money featuring Valid. Is Valid and Stretch Money coming together on a dope track that's picking up traction. Please go out there and listen to this man's music. Another dope MC that just, you know what I'm saying, we want to highlight these dope MCs because people say, oh, hip hop this and hip hop that, but bro, it's here. Are you finding it? Are you looking for it? Then don't say it ain't here. You follow what I'm saying? Are you looking? Bro, give them your social media. Where can they find you and where can they pick up your music?
Everything is all the social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that is at Valid313. VALID 313. My website is valid313.com. So everything's Valid313. My name ain't Valid313. My name is Valid. But a lot of people get that confused. But all my social media, my branding, my website is all Valid313. And you can go to valid313.com and subscribe to get emails.
Can they find that merch? Like, can they find that shirt, all that?
Valid313.com. You click store. These shirts are available. I got these like in tank tops for girls. I got hoodies with a cartoon of me on the hoodie. Is super dope. I got vinyl records. You know what I'm saying? We're all out of the Mihilo album, but we got vinyl record of the Plum Brandy EP, the original boy. And yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But yeah, so go to valid313.com, pull up Valid on all your music platforms, and support some merch and support the good music. And we got some shit up our sleeves. I ain't gonna say nothing yet, but it's coming.
That's what it is, Valid. I appreciate you for going live with me, baby, and we're gonna chop it up, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Much love, and thank you. And keep doing you, man. I love your platform, bro.